June mentioned. Wine, Jihu baby, I know you are upset, but daddy didn't mean to be late. You said to your 5-year-old daughter, who is soon turning 6-year-old tomorrow. She pouted, her tiny arms folded across her chest, her bubbly cheeks turning red due to anger, and her favorite teddy bear, Mr. Fluffy, was gripped tightly in her lap. Jihu huffed and turned her head away dramatically. Jihu, but he promised Mama. He said he would come home early and he would play with me, tea party, but he broke his promise. She said, her little voice warbled with disappointment. You sat gently brushing a curl away from Jihu's forehead. Wayne, I know, but daddy had to work. Sometimes grown up have to finish important things even when they don't want to. Your daddy must be very busy, that's why he couldn't keep his promise. Jihu, nope. I don't want to talk to him ever. Wayne, but Jihu baby, your dada is Before you could speak further, the front door clicked open and a deep familiar voice called out. Jungkook, I am back home. You smiled, hearing Jungkook's voice. Jihu stiffened but refused to look. Wyan, Jihu, see your dada is back, you said to Jihu and then to Jungkook, whose hands were packed with colorful toy bags and a large box of candies and chocolates. His tie was loosened and there was a tiredness in his eyes. Being the most successful businessman in Korea, he has a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders and he is alone to tackle with them. Wyan, welcome home, you said, and Jungkook smiled. Jungkook, thanks. Well, where is our little bear? She must be angry with me, he asked, and came home earlier to play with his little daughter. Wine, actually, yes, I tried to make her convinced, but she didn't listen to me at all. You said as you took the briefcase from his hands, Jungkook gave you a reassuring smile, blinking his eyes. You both walked inside the living room to see your grumpy daughter glaring at the floor. Jungkook's tiredness vanished as he saw his small daughter being all grumpy to her dad. Jungkook, where is my Jihu bear? He asked loudly, scanning the living room dramatically. Jungkook, I was sure I had a daughter, but here am I seeing a very grumpy little storm cloud. Jihu didn't budge as she pouted more dramatically. Jungkook smiled, looking at Jihu. Setting the gifts and chocolates beside you, he knelt down on the floor. Jungkook, oh yo, I think she's too mad to even see me. What do I do now? He asked to you. Wine, maybe you should apologize first. He nodded his head and turned towards Jihu. Jungkook, Jihu ma princess, I'm really sorry for being late. I wanted to come home early, but I had something urgent came and eventually got late. He said, pouting. Jihu looked at her dada and her lips twitched, but she held her pout. Jungkook gasped, seeing all her little princes angry with him. Jungkook, do you know what happened at work today? He asked in a whispered tone. Jihu peeked at him. Jungkook, I was typing on my computer when boom, a huge hairy monster appeared. It had long arms and 10 eyes, and you know what? I tried to steal my lunch. Jihu frowned while you chuckled slowly. Jihu, what kind of monster, Dada? She asked curiously. Jungkook smiled. Jungkook, a spaghetti monster. It had noodles for arms and meatballs for eyes. It tried to eat my sandwich, but you know your dada is really strong, so I fought back with my fork. Jihu blinked cutely, then let out a small giggle before quickly covering her mouth. Jungkook, hey, did I hear a giggle? I must be imagining things. Jungkook, maybe I should check. He said, extending his hand to Jihu, who was slowly giggling, seeing his hand. And just then he picked up her in his arms and started tickling her. Jihu squealed while giggling uncontrollably. Jihu, Dada, stop! She laughed. You smiled, looking at both of them. Jungkook, yes, my princess. Well, see, there is something I bought for you, he said, grabbing the bags of toys. Jihu, ah, Dada, you are so good. I'm not angry with you anymore. You're the best Dada in the world. Jungkook chuckled. Fine. Well, well, someone was really pissed off with her Dada, and then what is happening now? You asked. Jungkook. My princess can't be angry with her dada for too long, right, princess? He said to little Juhu, who nodded her head while eating the chocolates. Jihu, right, and this is also because Jihu loves her dada more than mama, she said. Jungkook smiled looking at you. Jungkook, dada also loves his princess little more than mama. You narrowed your eyes. I am feeling hungry. Let's have the dinner first and then we will watch my baby's favorite K drama, okay? He said, standing up from the floor, still holding Jiho in his arms. You all went to the dining room, and after having the dinner, you came back in the living room where Jungkook played Jiho's favorite K drama. While you all were watching a family K drama, Jiho's eyes brightened up when the hero appeared on the screen. A tall, charming Korean actor stepped onto the screen dressed in a neatly ironed grey shirt. His dark hair was styled perfectly, and his eyes bright enough to make hearts melt of audience. Little Jihu gasped, dropping her fluffy teddy bear on the floor. She opened her small mouth, and with a dreamy sigh, she spoke. Jihu, your eyes widened and you tilted your head to look at Jungkook, who was sitting froze. He had immediately snapped into overprotective dad mode faster than someone blinked an eye. His jaw was dropped to the ground and he looked at his little girl like she had just spoken in an alien language. Jungkook looked at Jihu shocked as he was still processing what had just left his baby girl's lips. Jungkook, excuse me, what did you just say, princess? He asked, trying to maintain his polite composure in front of his little one, Jihu. I said I want him as my friend, Dada. Look at him, he's so handsome, she said, blinking her eyes. Jungkook, Jihu, my princess, you are only 5. You can't have friend, okay? Jihu, but why? She pouted. Jungkook scoffed, glaring at the actor on the screen like he had personally offended him. He looked at you with raised eyebrows as he was asking you to tell him the answer of that why, but you simply shrugged off your shoulders and you were also speechless. Jungkook scoffed again, feeling the loss of words. Jungkook, because he's too old. And he doesn't even know how to eat properly. Look at him, princess. He pointed at the screen dramatically where the actor was eating the ramen with sophistication. Jungkook, see, he's not even slurping. How can you trust a man who eats ramen so neatly? Jihu, but Mama says you should eat food with good manners. Jungkook stammered. Jungkook, yes, but not that neat. That is suspicious. Look at his hair. No man's hair should be that much perfect all the time. He probably uses 10 different shampoos to look more stylish. Jihu, but Dada, you also use a lot of shampoos. She asked cutely, pouting. You chuckled at your daughter's witty questions. Jungkook flinched and clearing his throat, he spoke. Jungkook, that is so different. Right now we are talking about that hero, so let's just focus on him. Look at his suit, too fancy. I forbid you having two luxury friends like him. Jihu, that is not fair, Dada. He's so cute. Jungkook, will you make friend even after knowing that your Dada rejected him? Jihu quickly shook her head. Jihu, of course you. Jungkook smiled wildly at you and gave his little princess a soft smile. Soon Jihu started to yawn and rub her eyes. Wine, I think she is sleepy. Let's go to her bedroom and make her sleep. You said and Jungkook nodded. Jihu sleeps when Jungkook sings a lullaby for her in his sweet voice. You giggled looking at both of them and then you went to the bathroom. Jihu sleeps with you. This happened because of the nightmare which she had a month ago, and since then she is sleeping with both of you. You walked to the bed, and before you switched off the side lamp, you felt your cheeks flushed. Jungkook. Before he could say further, you cut him off. Why ain't she sleeping, Jungkook? Why, let's sleep, you said in a voice, and switching off the lamp, you were about to sleep. Your heartbeat raced faster seeing him whine Jungkook. He cut you off. Suddenly the side lamp illuminated again with both of your eyes widened. Jungkook gulped slowly, turning to the bed. You both got startled when saw little Jihu was woken up and rubbing her eyes. Jihu frowned, looking at Jungkook. Jihu, Dada, Mama, what are you doing? And why are Mom? She asked cutely. You both nodded your head in yes with the panic faces. Jungkook, yeah, this was happening. He stuttered, smiling vaguely. You nodded your head again, giving your daughter a big yet sad smile. Jihu, oh, she said, and Jungkook smiled weakly at her. Jihu, good night, Mama and Dada, she said and closed her eyes. Jungkook muttered to himself before turning off the side lamp again. You were giggling to yourself, seeing your poor husband's condition. The next morning, the bright sunset streamed through the curtains of your bedroom. Jungkook woke up. He stretched his arm and looked on your side, but he couldn't see you on bed. He looked at Jihu, who was still sleeping. A cute pout was visible on her chubby face. Jungkook slowly smiled. He was trying to not make any noise which wake up the Jihu. He walked towards you. Before he could say further, you looked behind him to see little Jihu. Your eyes widened seeing her. She was looking at both of you with narrowed eyes. Why, I know Jungkook, but it is a secret. Jihu has no idea that we are planning about her secret grand birthday. You said loudly, gesturing him to look behind him, but he couldn't understand. Jungkook frowned. Jungkook, what are you doing? You quickly cut him off. Mine. And you know secret birthday surprise for her. Sorry, I will speak slowly now. You said, forcing a smile while gesturing him with your eyes to look behind him. Jihu, they are planning about my birthday. She squealed, jumping on the floor. The sound of her small feet caught Jungkook's eyes. He said before even turning around. Jungkook, not again. He muttered under his breath and slowly looked back to see his little princess looking at him with a cute smile. Jihu, hee, good morning, Mama and Dada. I have not heard that you guys are planning for my grand birthday, she said while clapping her hands excitedly. You and Jungkook gave her a wide smile but fake one. Mine, I need to make breakfast. I will go to the kitchen. You said and went downstairs to the kitchen. After preparing the food, you called for Jungkook and his little one. Jihu, wow, Mama, my favorite pancakes. Jihu squealed excitedly, jumping on Jungkook's lap. You and Jungkook smiled at each other, seeing your little one's excitement. Jihu, well, did you guys bought my birthday gift? She asked, pouting as she ate the pancakes. Jungkook, yeah, we have bought a very beautiful gift for our little princess. You nodded your head, smiling at Jihu. Jihu, what is that? A unicorn, a castle, a talking bear, or dollhouse? She guessed while tapping her finger on her lap. Mine, it is a surprise, princess, but let me tell you, it is so big and you will also like it. Jihu, yay, it is the best birthday ever. The next day, Jihu's birthday, wine, everything seems perfect now. She will like it. You asked Jungkook while looking at the beautifully decorated living room. Jungkook smiled. Jungkook, of course she will like it, he said. Jungkook. Before he could say something more, he heard the footsteps of Jihu, and she was descending the stairs in her pink Barbie frock. Her mouth was open when she looked at the living room, which had been transformed into a magical, wonderful. Pink and white balloons were floating near the ceiling, delicate candles were placed on the table, and golden streamers dripped from the walls. Jihu, wow, this is so beautiful, she said, placing her tiny hand on her mouth while gasping. Jungkook walked towards her. Jungkook, good morning, my princess, he said. Why, did you like the surprise, Jihu? You wanted to have this kind of birthday party. We also invited your friends and some family members. They must be around the corner. Jihu, my friends, yay, it will be so fun, she said, clapping excitedly. You and Jungkook chuckled to each other after seeing her excited face. After a while, everyone came. They all gave little Jihu birthday gifts and good wishes. Now it was time to cut the cake. He went to the kitchen to bring the cake while Jungkook walked behind Jihu, excusing his friends. Taking the cake out from the box, you dished out it in a beautiful white acrylic tray and were about to grab it. Wine, what is this, Jungkook? You will never leave your habit of eating the cake before it is served. Wine, how it tastes. I specially got it prepared on order, you said, and Jungkook smiled. Wine, what will we do now? Jungkook, I already said I have backup. He said, and taking out some other cake from the fridge, he showed it to you. Jungkook, come, let's go, he said, and he walked in the living room. Jihu, Mama, Dada, where were you? She asked, pouting. Jungkook, we were debating that who will eat more cake, Mama, Dada, or Jihu, he said while caressing her hair. Jihu, of course, Jihu, she said cutely, making everyone laugh. Finally, she cut the cake and everyone clapped for her, singing birthday songs for her. You were clapping excitedly for your baby girl, he said before walking towards Jihu and making her eat the cake. Your cheeks flushed while your eyes wide open hearing that.